Hello and welcome back to my channel, Kissed by Starlight. Thank you so much for being here. So today we're asking the holy guides, angels, beings of pure light, how will your situation unfold? How is your situation unfolding today? So let's see what we've got. Wow, look at this, limitless possibility. Wow. And I feel that maybe you've been asking for some you've been asking for some answers. I feel as though you've kind of been waiting for something to come in. It's almost like you've perhaps been waiting for an opportunity. You've been calling in something. You've been asking for help in some way, shape or form. And you've actually, whether you realize it or not, you've actually been receiving some answers here about the situation. This situation feels like it's kind of an in-between. It's almost like, you see how the figure is sitting on the bridge, you know, they're neither here nor there yet. They're in that liminal space, that pause, that bit in the middle where they're trying to make a decision. Do we go this way? Do we go that way? Asking for help, asking for guidance, seeing the possibility, seeing that there is possibility in this situation. Perhaps you've been seeing great potential in this situation. You've been asking for the tools and the ways to help a situation go forward or to move something on, to progress it. That there is this kind of idea of you being watched, you know, or you're watching something. It could be one or the other, you know, a feeling of being watched or a feeling of you're watching a situation and sort of trying to see how it unfolds. And it feels like there's almost this sense of there's a greater plan, although you might not be quite sure what that is at the moment. It's as if you're asking, what is this plan that's you know, that's happening here? I don't really understand. I can't really make sense of it. And it's requiring you to not only have great faith, but at some level to be flexible. You know, there's maybe been an area where you haven't been flexible in the past. I feel as though that is changing. I feel as though that situation is changing now, and there is a greater degree of flexibility. And there's an element of here, and maybe this is why we've got the figure meditating, we've got the swan, silence, we've got sanctuary, we've got the doves, peace. So there's an element of maybe you're just looking for peace now. You're looking for safe shelter. You're looking for somewhere to rest, somewhere to gather yourself, to either because you're trying to make this decision, or this decision has caused a great deal of unrest, a great deal of instability, and a great deal of change. I'm feeling that there's been a lot of change within this situation. There's been a lot. There's also a sense of loneliness, as if you feel or have felt alone in this situation. In every card we're just seeing a lone figure, you know, and I sort of get the idea that you've been feeling as though, even if there is this feeling of being watched, or you're watching something, you're a quiet observer. At the same time, you haven't really felt like there's been support. And maybe you've even felt as if you've been frozen, as if you've not been able to make the decision, as if you've not been able to make the move or decide which way to go. However, there is great support here available for you. You are being watched over by angels. You are being cared for, considered, and a solution is being worked out for you in those upper realms. There's a great deal of transformation happening here. This transformation is necessary. It's pushing you at some level, perhaps whether it's to make a decision or to come into higher knowledge, higher awareness. You know, it's as if maybe in the past you've turned your back on something, or you felt something's turned its back on you. Maybe you feel that the angels have left you, or you feel as though you've been alone in this and you haven't had the support you needed. But I am seeing that greater stability and celebration is coming. And there's also going to be a coming together with other people to help move this situation on. There's a sense of a celebration, but it's like this sense that we're being invited in advance. So you may not be aware of it yet. This may feel out of the blue. It may feel like there's still sort of trouble brewing, or you've been feeling that this has been very difficult. But I do see that you're turning a new page. And again, we've got the symbolism of the mountains that we've had here. The mountains, here they are. The mountains are this idea of what's in reach, and allowing yourself to move forward to those goals and attaining what's in reach, to allow yourself to see what is the highest perspective you could have here. And if you were in your highest self, for example, which way would that take you? Which way would you go? Being very organized, coming up with a very methodical plan. I think this is really going to need you to navigate something very carefully. And as you're tuning into your higher guidance, as you're asking for help, you're asking for support, somebody's coming in to help you. I think somebody's coming in to help you. You feel as if you're literally, there's danger. I'm just getting this sense everywhere of this slight feeling of danger, like maybe you're not feeling safe in the situation. You're feeling as if something's trying to thwart your plans. It's as if you've kind of been taken out of one road and you're having to find a new road. There's lots of different destinations in sight. So I can see that somewhere there's a choice in everything. You know, there's a certain place you could get to, a certain place that is available for you. But it's really got to be you making this decision. It can't be anybody else. You've got to see what's in sight, see what it's shown to you, be clear and honest and truthful about the information that's come to you. Ask yourself where you will be in your greatest peace, in your greatest joy. What situation is going to bring that? And it might be like having to try a new way, trying to come up with a different solution, a different way that allows you to really be a bit more carefree, to allow you to sort of do something that you haven't done before. You know, there's this sense of not keep following the same ways if they're not working. And if you find that your path keeps taking you towards this feeling of a lack of safety, or a feeling of like you're out of balance, you're just kind of trying to juggle everything and get it all done, and it's just not quite coming together, I think, you know, there'll be another path that shows you the way that is peaceful, the way that is safe, the way where you feel, even if you still feel alone, you're actually feeling like you're more centered, you're more balanced. And I think these two ways are very clear to you. I think it's very obvious which way is which. So in terms of which path do you choose? Well, you choose the path that brings you the most peace. You choose the path that brings you into your joy, into a new space where you can create a new way, you can bring in all those elements that you know have worked for you in the past, whether it's within a relationship, or whether it's in a job or a career or a family or a home situation, whatever this is, or, you know, just visiting a new place. Whatever the situation is that's unfolding for you, it's reaching completion. And there's definitely this sense of you being moved out of something. Something is going to start moving quite quickly, maybe as soon as you make that decision to take the path. But you will have what you need, even if you feel as though you're only just kind of making it by the skin of your teeth kind of thing. I think you will have everything you need. Everything is being given to you, and there will be, as I said, there are choices here, and it is very much up to you to be very clear about the choice you make, whether you're going to make a choice towards fear and lack and not seeing the results you wish, not having the tools, you know, feeling as though there's something lurking that's making you feel uncomfortable, or moving towards a choice that brings greater stability, greater peace. And look at the recent past, look at what's happened recently to show you clearly what's working and what's not working. Get very honest with yourself. You know, you are learning in this situation, you are growing in this situation. I feel as though there have been lessons that have come to you that haven't been easy, and they've not been comfortable, and they're asking you to mature into them gracefully. So that means not being hard on yourself, you know, not being so unforgiving towards yourself for any mistakes you feel you might have made along the way. It's about actually now saying, okay, this is the situation, this is what I've learned, this is what it's shown me, and now I'm going to move towards joy, peace, prosperity, freedom, sanctuary, stability, safety, and move away from whatever the wreckage is, whatever's falling around you, whatever is no longer working, whatever just cannot continue in its current form. That doesn't mean that it won't necessarily continue in a new form or be transformed in the future. That could well happen, but I think for the time being, the time now is to choose peace, and you will know which path brings peace. So beautiful ones, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please do consider liking, sharing and subscribing. It all helps me to put out free content and for my channel to grow, and I'm dearly grateful for all of you, and hopefully see you in the next reading if you'd like to be there. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.